last thing she said that I've read about, she said if she walked around calling herself the GWOAT, her friends would slap her, as they should. You have one belt. Please don't call yourself the GWOAT. Please don't. Only people who I think have any right to call themselves the GWOAT is Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. But everybody else, zip it. Savannah Marshall, zip it. Miss, you've been pro 5 years and got one belt.
If I was Claressa Shields, the first thing I'd do is I'd hide that awful necklace in the bin.
What, the GWOAT
I'd be going
necklace?
straight in the trash.
So you won't be wearing that then?
I won't be wearing that.
I should slap you. For you talking about some you want to be the GWOAT, or you the GWOAT because you beat me 10 years ago. Slap, slap, slap.
She's got like a bit of a bravado going on, hasn't she? Because I remember last time in Newcastle, they're all shouting, "Who are you? Who are you?" And she was going, "You all know I am."
So I can't lie. I've been looking forward to this fight for years, since both women debuted. I'm T-Street Controversy with Fight View 360. We are now, 6 days away. Next Saturday, well, right now it's September the 4th, Sunday, 2022. Later on this evening, in about a few hours after I'm recording this, you're going to have Andy Ruiz taking on Ortiz on PBC on Fox pay-per-view. Next week, September the 10th, here in the States, it's going to be broadcast on ESPN Plus. Expect the card to start around 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be headlined by multiple division undisputed champion at 154 and 160, Claressa Shields, 12-0, with 2 KOs, of Flint, Michigan, listed at 5'8", 28 years old. The highest she's fought. She started her career at super middleweight in the women's division against French Cruz Jezreel, currently undisputed at 168 pounds. They're also friends. Savannah Marshall, 12-0 with 10 KOs, 31 years old, listed at 5'11" and a half. Won world title at 160 pounds. And I'm pretty sure she won another world title at light heavyweight, didn't she? I don't remember. Well, anyway, the fight's here. It's going to be on regular Sky Sports over in the UK, promoted by Boxer and Ben Shalom. And I'm going to be honest. I've said it before, but I got to give a decision. I think that Savannah Marshall has the goods. If you haven't seen her fight before, go watch some tape. I understand Claressa Shields' resume. It's proven. I get all of that. But this girl is good. Like, really good. So let's just go ahead and talk about this just straight off the bat. Back in 2012, in China, Savannah Marshall defeated Claressa Shields. It was Claressa Shields' only defeat, or excuse me, the last person to defeat Claressa Shields. And it seems as though over time that it's really been bothering her. Because she says that Savannah Marshall's the one that always talking about it. But in reality, if you've been paying attention, it's been her. And if you would have asked me, I think that has really been eating her up. As we're sitting there looking at the amateur resume, I noticed that Savannah Marshall in the amateurs lost to the same woman 5 times. Her name is, and excuse me if I'm butchering it. It was her last one. One of them was her last amateur fight. In August 17th of 2016, it was against a Nuska Fontagen. She is a fighter from the Netherlands. Her amateur record, she's never turned pro. Her amateur record is 116-21 with 5 stoppages. And her last fight, just so happens, was in amateur fight, was in August of 2021 last year. So Savannah Marshall lost to this woman 5 times in the amateurs. You know, in 2016, she lost to her twice. 2016, she lost to her 3 times. 2 of which were unanimous decisions. She lost to her in 2015 twice. So she lost to her in 2015 twice and 2016 3 times. She beat Ellen Ruiz, who lost to Franchon Cruz Dezern to win the when Cruz Dezern won Undisputed. Savannah Marshall also fought Franchon Cruz Dezern in the UK. So, but the amateurs, they're amateurs. Here's what both women during this episode of Sky Sports Behind the Ropes episode 2 had to say about that footage, because the footage has been pretty much scrubbed from the internet. You know, the fight between Savannah Marshall and Claressa Shields, and they both have different accounts of what actually happened. Now, Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall both have the footage. And Claressa Shields, I find it funny that she's talking about how has the fight been scrubbed off the internet and all this, yada, 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 but I have it right here. You can upload the fight. But listen to this. Take your time out. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you for listening to the Fight View 360 Boxing Podcast. If you're listening on where we're available on all of your podcast listening platforms, Spotify, Google, Apple, Stitcher, iHeart, Amazon. But let's listen to this.
This never come out to the public, this fight, before?
Never.
So no one's ever actually, unless you've seen it or showed them yourself. Do you even have it or not?
No. I've watched it though, JB had it.
Why would they take the fight off the internet? When have they ever, in the history of boxing, hid a fight from the internet? You cannot put this fight up on the internet and have the fans watch it and have them decide who won. Because if we do that, this fight dies. Because she supposed to knock me out. She told everybody she destroyed me. She beat me down. She hurt. The footage don't lie. And I have the footage.
Look how bouncy I am on my toes.
Yeah, you're not like that anymore. Not really.
Not like that no more. No. Whereas Claressa's already got a pro style here. When I got there, I remember everyone talking about this American who was unbeaten. Then I got the draw sheet and it was like, Savannah, you've got the winner of America and India. You get told every round the score, so she knows she's down here.
So she's having to come out.
So she's having to come out and have a go.
Oh, wait a minute, just so y'all know, if you can zoom in. The fight started, she didn't have no sweat on her. This third round. I was on her like a pit bull on a goddamn rabbit. I chased her all over the ring. I chased her. She's sweating.
Because obviously this was her first ever loss.
And it's hard for her.
Obviously,
Like she'd never experienced it
10
before.
year on, she's still whinging.
Let me go to her face real quick. Because that baby was red. Because I was punching her hard in the face.
She's got good feet.
What
She's
about
got a
you?
good jab, yeah.
What about you?
She doesn't look very strong.
Are you?
Come here, little skinny arms.
Yeah, I know.
Look at this. Look at her. Hold in, hold in, hold in. Look at her. Hold in, hold in. I had just fired on her before this. Look at her. Hold in, hold in. Look at this. Hey, okay. Running, 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 running. But you beat me up. I put everything on the line to win that fight. Only thing that wasn't in my favor was the judges. That was it.
Claressa Shields is all about empowerment.
I mean, I like how Sky Sports edited that to the different viewpoints of both of the fighters. You know, Savannah Marshall is sitting there like, I look young, I don't move like that no more. But you have Claressa Shields on the other side pretty much trying to justify why she won, but not really saying that she won. You see what I'm saying? Did you kind of get that? Maybe that's just me. So let's go look at the resumes of both of these fighters, the professional resumes. Claressa Shields, 12-0 with 12 KOs. She is trained by John David Jackson, most notably trainer of Sergey Kovalev and getting beat up by Bernard Hopkins. No disrespect. She is a 2-division 154 and 160 pound, 3-division champion, but 2-division 160 and 168 undisputed champion. Last fight, I'm just going to read them off to you. Her last fight was against Emma Kozin earlier this year in February 2022. Marie-Eve DeCare, very, very good fight. Hopefully we can get her against Natasha Jonas, maybe who won she's yesterday, as I'm recording this, and she's competing at 154 pounds. Ivana Habazin, there was a lot of controversy with Claressa Shields and allegedly her brother, right, who had punched the trainer of Ivana Habazin. She beat her. Christina Hammer, who was the biggest fight of her career at the time. And I actually thought that Christina Hammer may have had the tools to be able to beat Claressa Shields, but I was wrong. I apologized. Femke Hermans, Hannah Rankin is going to be taking on Terry Harper in a few weeks over also on Sky Sports on Boxer. No, excuse me, that's going to be on The Zone, I believe. Hannah Gabriels, who's currently competing at light heavyweight or heavyweight. Tori Nelson, Nikki Adler, Sydney LeBlanc, and then Franchon Cruz Dezern. So in those heavier divisions in women's boxing, it's not really that much really, really good competition. Between, let's say honestly, between 160 and 175, these two are the best of the best. And the 154-pound division, they're pretty much too small. Like Claressa Shields is the biggest in that division by far. But 160 seems to be her division. Savannah Marshall, nothing really on her resume, 12-0 with 10 KO, 31 years old. And she did say it, and we're going to be using clips from both this episode of Behind the Gloves, and we're going to go listen to a little bit of The Gloves Are Off, which is basically the sit-down, like HBO face-off with Max Kellerman or PBC face-to-face with Brian Campbell, where both fighters sit down. You got Sky Sports' Johnny Nelson being the moderator, and the fighters are asked questions, and, they, engage. So looking at her resume, 31 years old, Femke Hermans, stopped her in 3. Lolita Mozilla, Maria Lindbergh, Hannah Rankin stopped her, Ashley Curry. And these names, we don't know any of these names. So that's one thing we can say is for sure that Claressa Shields does have the better resume. But Savannah Marshall wasn't able to get these fights. By the way, interesting fact for those who didn't know, she was once signed to Mayweather Promotions at one point, meaning Savannah Marshall. And they really couldn't do nothing with her here in the States. But let's go listen to a little bit of The Gloves Are Off. It actually just premiered about 2 hours ago as I'm recording this video. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe, and please download the Fight View 360 Boxing Podcast. I'm going to put the links in the chat and in the comments. And for those who are listening on the podcast, you can follow my YouTube channel where you can watch these videos or these podcasts in video format and other content at T Street Controversy. And follow me on Twitter at T Street Controversy.